Okay, we'll start with our brief check-in. If you want to use a stick for yourself, you're welcome to do that. Plan on being a little bit like we did on Tuesday. So I'm going to go without myself. And the whole idea about doing this is just to bring ourselves into our bodies, but it's a way that we can just feel what's happening in our bodies so that the rest of the day when things get maybe chaotic or out of hand that we can just drop back into this quickly and it doesn't have to be a long drawn out process. So we typically default to things that work for us, but it's a good time now to maybe experiment with other things just to see if your awareness opens up, and so you can experiment with that now. So if you want to try that, you can have your eyes stay open or you can close them. Just simply releasing tension, utilizing your breath or some other strategy, tension in any form that might be presenting itself. And as we did on Tuesday, let's focus on our face. If you want to incorporate your whole head with this, you can do that, but we'll just kind of stick to that location. And we utilize the idea of maybe some warm oil starting at the top of your head and just gradually being poured out in a easy and comfortable way, not a suffocating type of feeling. Just feeling the warmth start to run down your head, coming down the forehead, around the temples, making its way down through the bridge of the nose and your eyes, your eyelids, maybe inside your eye sockets. Proceeding down the rest of your nose to your nasal passages just below your eyes and your cheeks. Working its way down to the roof of your mouth, the side of your jaw that articulates with your skull, your cheeks. Continue to work its way down to your tongue and the jawline around the lower teeth. Working through to the chin and the remainder of your jawline, all the way to your ears on both sides. Under your jaw, just beneath your tongue. And now just feeling that warmth all the way through. And if your eyes are closed, you can open them. If you do have a stick, you can place that off to the side. And we'll just start gently with some shoulder rolls forward, starting small, and then gradually expanding your range of motion, high and low and front and back. Do one more and then we'll reverse direction. Again, you can start small and then slowly expand that range. Do one more. And then both arms together, we're going to try to internally rotate our arm at the shoulder and then externally rotate. And we'll start in a low position. And then on your own, you can just randomly start to experiment with different levels and different directions. So you can go out to the side and raise it, or you can come forward and raise it. You can do that at an angle that kind of is halfway between. Just experimenting with maybe where you feel, maybe points that you know are problem areas, you feel some impingement. Maybe there's a way to find a position where you can relieve yourself of that impingement just through positioning. Still breathing as we do this. It's easy to start focusing and lose track of our breath. Just a few more seconds and we'll finish this up. And then we'll relax that and shake it out. And then we'll go down to our ankles and heel and toe rockers. So all the way up on our toes. And then trying to pull our toes up, activating the front part of our legs. Again, still breathing as we do this. Let's do two more. And we'll bring your feet together, hands just above the knees, and we'll just do a circular pattern through the knees. Again, alternating direction and maybe changing that transitional point where you change directions. One more time in each direction. And then standing tall. In place, we're just going to raise our knee up and then pull that knee up and back. Bring it back into that same standing position, then alternate to the other side. Trying to find that spot where you can hold balance and then slowly expand that range of motion through the hip on both legs. We'll do one more on each side and then we'll just reverse the direction, starting from the back and bring it to the front. If you need something for touch balance, you can go ahead and use that. If you want to really challenge your range of motion. One more time in each leg. And we'll shake that loose. And we'll get started. If you need more time, then as we go through this, maybe just focus on your range of motion and don't worry about how much weight you're using. If you do choose to use weight, we'll be needing some handheld weights if you want to use those, and then have your stick ready as well. We have a list of, I think it's 8 movements. We'll go through the whole list, and then we'll come through again, and then we'll drop what was the last thing done, and then we'll continue that process, see how far we get through it until we get to the end of the hour. Okay, we'll give you just a few more seconds here to get your stuff together or ready. We'll start with a lateral lunge. So we're going to step side to side, big steps as much as you can, given the space you have in your room. And go a little bit longer time with the doing. And when we get through the whole list, then we'll give a little bit of extended time for recovery then. So alternating lateral lunge starting in about 5 seconds here. With or without weight, your choice. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Again, if you need more prep time with this, then just slowly expand your range of motion. Use this as a little bit more movement prep time. Fifteen more seconds. 5 more seconds. 2, 1. And a wide stance front cross will be next. So we're going to be keeping our elbows and our knees as straight as we can. Maybe a little soft in the knee. We're going to be wide. We're going to cross in front and down, and then come up tall. Again, we want to really be mindful of our 3 points of contact as we do this. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. The better you can keep your back straight, the more you'll feel that stretch behind. Coordinate your breath as well as you can with your movement. Twenty more seconds. 10 left. 3, 2, and 1. Again, we're going to go with a little weight here. And we're just going to do kind of a straight-legged deadlift. So we're going to keep the weight close. And we're just going to hinge yourself down and then back up. Okay? Start in about 10 seconds. The knees are straight without being locked. Good, strong 3 points of contact position. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Again, you might not have to go as far when you have weight to feel that stretch. We want to keep the weight as close to our body as we can throughout the whole range. About halfway done. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Grabbing our sticks. We're going to be in a wide stance. We're going to pivot, and then we're going to reach overhead with the stick. If you want to extend that by being in a lunge position as we do that pivot, you can do so. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Pivot, overhead reach. If you want to lunge into it, you can do that, and then over to the other side. Again, do the best you can based on whatever footwear you have and the surface that you're standing on with that pivot. It's going to be a little bit of a complicated movement. Halfway. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Stick off to the side. We're going to do an uppercut next. So we're going to keep our elbows at about 90 degrees, and we're just going to raise the arm up. It can be in this position, just in a sagittal plane position, or you can pivot and twist as you do that. The whole idea is to keep the elbow in the same position the whole time. We'll start in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. Coordinate your breath as well as you can. Try to bring that elbow down to your side and then alternate raising the other arm up. Keeping the elbow at about 90 degrees no matter where it is, either by your side or as you raise it up. 20 seconds left. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and recover. Weight is an option for alternating backward lunge or step back lunge, your choice on how you want to do that. Again, it's just a very light touch as you step back, trying to keep the weight on the forward leg. We'll begin in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. Again, we're not leaning back. We're trying to keep the weight over that forward leg. Just a light touch. What I try to imagine is I'm putting that back foot on a pile of eggs, and I don't want to break any of the eggs. Just really soft. 20 more seconds. 10 left. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do a U swing in a single leg position, and if you want to use weight for that, you can. So again, swinging side to side. Be a little bit restricted on one leg, so just do the best you can as you swing. And we'll transition from one leg to the other as we do the swing. Starting in 10 seconds, pick your leg. In 5, 2, 1, here we go. Again, trying to stand as tall as you can. Switching feet in 10 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Keep swinging and just change your feet. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. One more left in this list. We're going to do an alternating forward step. And whatever foot we step with, we're going to reach to the floor with the opposite hand, if you can, holding single leg balance. Okay? Alternating forward step with opposite hand floor touch. Starting in 5 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Floor touches the target. It's just reaching down as low as you can, making sure you can maintain your balance. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, extended break. Grab a drink if you need it. Catch your breath. We'll start from the beginning, doing that whole list, with the exception of that floor touch movement we just did. So we'll start from the top and begin again. Give you a little extra time here to gather yourself. We'll start in about 15 seconds. Alternating lateral lunge, starting in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. See how much it's changed compared to the first time through, now that we did that whole list of other movements. Maybe you can challenge yourself a little bit further in some way. Or you might just be happy doing what you did the last time. Twenty seconds left. 10 left. 3, 2, and 1. Wide stance, front cross. Again, elbows straight, knees as straight as you can tolerate, keeping them soft. Hinging forward and back. We'll start in 10 seconds. Starting in 5 seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. Again, you'll feel a pretty significant stretch if your knees stay straight and your back stays straight. So if you need to unload that a little bit, you can bend your knees a little bit more, but keeping your back straight. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll do that deadlift again, the straight leg deadlift. Again, determine how much weight you want to use by how much of a stretch you feel. The legs stay straight at the knees, but they're not locked out. We'll start in 10 seconds. Good 3 points of contact position as you hinge. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. That's halfway. Keep breathing, inhale and exhale. Coordinate that with your movement. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Weights off to the side. We're going to grab our sticks. Alternating pivot and overhead reach in that wide stance position. Again, you can play with the width of the hands on the stick and the width of your feet. We'll start in 10 seconds here. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. You want to take that stick up and behind a little bit, you can do that. Really open up the shoulders, or just raise it strictly right above your head. A lot of stuff happening here. Be patient, halfway through. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Sticks off to the side. We'll grab weights again for the uppercut movement. We'll begin in 10 seconds. Starting in 5. In 2, 1, here we go. Inhale and exhale. Halfway through. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. What do we have next? Alternating backward lunge, or that step back lunge is next. With or without weight, your choice. Start in 10 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Halfway through. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll finish with the weighted U swing. Okay. Should you choose to use weight, you can just hold a single weight with both hands and then move from there. Again, we'll transition while we're doing the U swing from one foot to the other. Starting in 10 seconds, pick which foot you want to begin with. In 5, 2, 1, here we go. Nice and tall with your spine. We're not leaning forward because we have weight in our hands. We're trying to stay tall. Switching feet in 10 seconds. In 5, 2, 1, switch feet. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Catch your breath, grab a drink, extended break. Starting at the top again. Everything except for the U swing we just did. Again, if you want to use weight, at any point for these. You can drop the weight, mix it up, challenge yourself in a way that works for you and what you think you need. We'll start in 10 seconds. Lateral lunge in 5 seconds. 2, 1, here we go. Trying to keep the shoulders, hips, knees, and toes pointing straight ahead as well as you can, so we're not turning our body to move sideways. Trying to point straight ahead. It does make it more challenging. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Wide stance front cross. Again, you can mimic the movement without the weight if you're getting fatigued. Focusing on movement quality, that's totally fine. We'll start in 10 seconds. Starting in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. Inhale and exhale. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Deadlift is next. Again, you can use less weight or no weight. Focus on the movement. Keeping our hands close to the legs as we hinge. Knees are soft, but we're trying to keep them straight. Starting in 10 seconds. In 5, 2, 1. Here we go. Smooth as you can be, no matter what your pace. Halfway. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Weights down, grabbing our sticks. In that wide position with our stick, we're going to pivot and overhead reach. And we just want to try to make that transition from one side to the other as smooth as we can. We'll start in 5 seconds. 2, 1, here we go. Halfway through. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Uppercut. We'll start in 15 seconds. Starting in 5, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, we're raising and lowering the arms, specifically thinking about how much our elbows are going up and down. So bringing those elbows down towards our hips and then raising them up to shoulder level as high as we can without changing the angle of the elbow. Twenty seconds left. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll finish this round with alternating backward lunge or back step lunge, with or without weight again. We'll start in 10 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. This could be quite a balance challenge too, as if you didn't already know. Halfway. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Extended recovery again. We'll go through one more time, minus that backward lunge. Starting in 15 seconds. Actually, we'll give you a little extra time. We'll start in 20 seconds from now. Starting in 10 seconds. In 2, 1. Here we go. Last time through. Halfway. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Wide stance, front cross. Wide legs, wide arms. Start in 15 seconds. Starting in 5 seconds. In 2, 1. Here we go. Twenty seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Back to the deadlift. We'll start that in 15 seconds. Starting in 5 seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway through. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Grabbing our sticks. Wide stance, alternating pivot with overhead reach. We'll start that in 15 seconds. Starting in 5 seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll finish with the uppercut. Starting in 10 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Raising and lowering those elbows from hip to shoulder height. Keeping the elbow at 90 degrees as well as you can without straightening or bending the elbow any further as you move the arm. Halfway. Five seconds. 2, 1. Grab a drink, catch your breath. And we'll finish on the ground. That works. So we're going to sit on our bum, either lean against a sturdy object or you can put your hands behind your hips. And we're just going to bring our feet together and let our knees drop to the ground and just gently pulse the knees up and down. Again, not getting too extreme. Okay, a few more moments here. Then we'll momentarily stop that pulse. If you're willing and able, draw your heels a little closer to your hips or bring your hips a little closer to your heels and then resume that gentle pulsing. If you can't pulse and you can only hold it there, that's totally fine. And then we'll stop that pulse. You can either move your feet gently away from your hips a little bit or draw your hips away from your heels. And then we're going to try and sit ourselves upright as straight as we can in a 3 points of contact position. And then hold that position as well as we can. If you want to try and drop your hip or your knees down further, actively trying to push them down, you can do that using your hip muscles. But we're trying to stay as tall as we can in a 3 points of contact position. And then we'll just relax that. We'll let our backs round a little bit. Then we'll swing the legs out. And then we'll first draw the right leg back in. So the left leg is straight, the right leg is back in. And we're just going to gently walk our fingers down our legs, out and back a few times. Try to get a little further each time if you can. Let's do one more. And then we'll take the leg that is close and we'll bring that up and over and we'll give that knee a hug. This time really holding those 3 points of contact to your spine. So I'm trying to keep myself as straight as I can in that seated position and then trying to draw my thigh into my body. And then we'll relax that. We'll uncross the right leg or whatever leg you had crossed. We'll straighten that one out. We'll draw the opposite leg back in as close as you comfortably can. And then again, we'll just walk those fingers out across the extended leg, out and back a few times. Trying to keep our back as straight as we can as we reach forward. Let's just do one more. And then the leg that's in close, we'll cross that over the extended leg, sitting tall, and then bringing that thigh close to your body. Sitting as tall as you can. Still able to breathe as we do these things. We don't want to bring more tension in by breath holding. You can uncross that leg, extend both legs out, and then spread them out as far as you comfortably can. We're going to sit tall and we're going to use our arms to push ourselves gently forward. Again, depending on how wide your legs are, you're going to kind of determine how much of a stretch you want to feel on the inside of the legs. As we go through this process, if you need to close them more, you can, or if you want to try and widen them, you can do that as well. Or you can try to push yourself further. Any combination of that works for you. Then we'll bring ourselves back, resting on our arms or whatever you had behind you again. Drawing our feet close with our knees bent, and then we're going to drop both knees over to the left. And then bring them back up to neutral and then over to the right. And then at a pace that works for you, you're just going to go side to side. Do one more time in each direction. And then when you're on your final side, you can just continue to move over, press yourself up, and bring yourself into a standing position. We will call that one done for today.